we are facing volatile international markets, with high levels of uncertainty, deeply impacted by the economic crisis that has engulfed a large part of the developed world since 2008. Many industries have been affected, and in Colombia, coffee has not been the exception. Colombian coffee growers have always overcome the challenges that have come their way. They created a solid social fabric in Colombia's rural areas, along with collective action models that are praised and admired the world over. Through concrete examples, it's possible to see how over the past decades they have cooperated under an institutional arrangement where decisions are taken for the common benefit of all coffee producers. They have adapted to new circumstances, supported by a proven capacity to manage and innovate. In summary, Colombian coffee growers are committed to the sustainability of their business. With the help of their institutions, they are facing the challenges that permanently arise. The first example of sustainability stems from a severe climate juncture that began in 2008 and lasted for more than 3 years. The phenomenon known as La Niña affected the whole of Colombia's territory. Its intense rains impacted productivity, while generating the conditions for an increase in the coffee leaf rust fungus infestation. Accumulated losses reached nearly 30% of all coffee production. In 2008, the situation was critical. Less than 1/3 of all coffee plantations were planted with rust-resistant varieties. Once producers became aware of the magnitude of the problem, they promptly reached a consensus on the actions needed to face climate variability and to adapt to the challenges posed by a changing and unpredictable climate scenario. The 2010 National Coffee Growers Congress dictated a priority mandate. Through alliances with governmental programs and institutions, financial institutions, and a 100% work commitment on the part of the Extension Service, the municipal and departmental coffee grower committees were required to overhaul coffee plantations in the entire country. Only 4 years after having undertaken this massive task, more than 52% of coffee plantations have been renovated using rust-resistant varieties. Since 2008, more than 440,000 hectares have been replanted, and at the current rate of 120,000 hectares per year, it's only a short period of time before more than 90% are rust-resistant. There is no agricultural sector in the world, particularly none composed mainly of small growers, that has achieved such a dramatically positive change in its production base in such a short period of time. In addition, the 2012 Coffee Growers Congress reached the consensus to adopt a climate-smart coffee growing strategy. This strategy calls for the implementation of a series of tools and initiatives that will allow Colombia to adapt and recover in the short run its traditional production level, with higher quality, sustainability, and productivity for each coffee grower. 3 variables make up the economic equation for coffee growers: the quantity produced, the price of coffee, and the domestic currency exchange rate. Logically, one of the main concerns for coffee growers are scenarios where both the price and exchange rates are low. Even though these variables are not within the federation's or the producer's control, through common work they have made it possible to search for and create tools to mitigate these risks. First, income assistance programs, for which the government has provided some of the funding. In addition, Colombian coffee growers have access to facilities such as the price protection contracts that allow them to take advantage of price increases and fix minimum prices. The Federation's added value initiative, tied to the constant advertising and promotion strategies implemented, have made it possible to penetrate into higher value segments of the market. The strength behind Colombia's coffee growers is their unrelenting belief that all of their decisions must necessarily contribute to the well-being of their families and social fabric. The democratic culture of Colombia's coffee growers legitimizes their decisions and organization through its exemplary transparency, generating confidence among its national and international allies. A sound, courteous, and responsible debate is the cornerstone of this culture. Under the guidance of these principles, Colombian producers work on multiple programs that cover diverse initiatives. Let's bring to mind a simple example that can help illustrate the emphasis on social sustainability and the ability to innovate. The Colombian Coffee Growers Intelligent ID Card. Currently, more than a personal identity document, it is the main tool for performing financial transactions, selling coffee, purchasing inputs, as well as for receiving aid and incentives in real time, without regards to the coffee grower's location, production capacity, or the availability of banking services in his or her area. In our process, a fundamental emphasis is placed on environmental preservation, a task that the Federation has undertaken with great responsibility during the past decades. Today, more than 130,000 growers are committed to applying sustainable practices to their production in order to reduce their impact on the environment, preserving water, soil, and biodiversity in their areas. Such a commitment places Colombia ahead of many other countries. Numerous countries are only beginning to take steps in order to adapt to the climate change. They do not have institutional tools comparable to those of Colombian coffee growers. Colombia's coffee producers have managed to build something different, something respected the world over, whose value clearly transcends the merely economical, and which constitutes a social example for Colombia and the rest of the world. To Colombia's dream for a peaceful nation, growers can contribute their values, history, work ethic, honesty, inclusiveness, and above all, their capacity to inspire their fellow countrymen to work peacefully for the Colombia we all envision. For us, there will remain a part of history that must be remembered, but for the next generations, country folk, coffee growers, merchants, industrialists, women, children and entrepreneurs, a future awaits for them, a road to a prosperous and just country. As on many other occasions of our coffee history, challenges will have to be faced. There will be important lessons to be learned. Yet from these circumstances, our Federation will come away strengthened. The coffee growers working as a team always deliver for Colombia and always deliver for their Federation and their families.